Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Let's
Shalom.
try that again. Shabbat Shalom. I feel like I might need to use my loudest voice for this mic. Shabbat Shalom. It's so nice to see all of you. It is so nice to be here today. I am Rabbi Meyer, and I am so honored to be here with Cantor Yvon, who is one of my teachers when I was studying to become a rabbi. She is the director of Liturgical Arts at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion in Cincinnati, Ohio. We are so honored to be here with members of our 5th grade class who are going to lead us so beautifully in some of our prayers this evening. And we are missing Rabbi Aaron, who is healthy and safe and celebrating tonight at the installation of Rabbi Daniel Feldman and Cantor David Reinwald, as we wish them Mazel Tov on behalf of the Temple Emanuel community. We are so honored I'm so honored to be able to be with you here, and Rabbi Aaron wishes he could be in 2 places at one time, but we have not developed that technology yet, so let me know if you're working on it. Shabbat is here. We are excited to begin our service, and we begin on page 24. Page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitkhem l'shalom. Tzeitkhem l'shalom. Malachei HaShalom. Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We begin Shabbat by lighting our candles, our holiday, our Shabbat lights, as we welcome in this moment of our week, this moment of rest. It is my honor to invite forward Stephanie and Maria and Doran and Jack to come light our Shabbat candles for us. Our blessing can be found on page 2.
They don't teach you this before.
Trying to, there.
Our blessing is on page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher girshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'adlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. We continue with our Kiddush on page 4.
As we join together on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodesho b'yava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'masei v'reishit ki hu hayom tchila levnikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'chata ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'omim v'shabbat kodshecha ehava u'v'ratzon hinchatzanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim. We continue responsively on page 9. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. We continue on page 12 with L'chun Ranana. our next prayer, Lecha Dodi, on page 20 and 21. And I want to draw your attention to a particular phrase in this prayer this evening. Lecha Dodi has lots of images for how we might imagine Shabbat, like a bride, like a partner, like a glowing figure entering our midst. But one of my favorite expressions of what God might look like comes in the second stanza, handily numbered number 2. You can see it, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor habracha. It is like a fountain of blessing. We don't see this idea of fountain of blessing in our Torah. We don't see this idea of fountain of blessing anywhere in our Tanakh. We get a fountain of life in our Tanakh. But this fountain of blessing is unique for this idea of Shabbat being something that we can wash off the dirtiness of the past week, all of the feelings of the last week, all of the tiredness of the last week, and we can jump into this fountain, this pool of blessing. I love this idea because bracha, the word for blessing, one of the connected roots for that word is a pool, like a swimming pool. So it's as if we are jumping into a whole fountain pool of blessing for Shabbat as we welcome Shabbat on page 20 with Lecha Dodi.
Likrat kalai, Adonai, 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 Bnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai, Adonai, 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 Bnei Shabbat, Nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'tibor echad, Hishmianu. Shabbat, Nekavela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalai, Adonai, 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 Bnei Shabbat, Nekavela.
Verse 5.
Hitoreri, Hitoreri, Ki Vorech, Umi Ori, 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 Shidaveri, Kevo.
sit down, I want you to turn around and look at the people around you, wish each other Shabbat Shalom, and if you want to discuss your favorite challah topping, that's great.
Shabbat Shalom. And Shabbat Shalom for those of you at home.
And once you've greeted each other, you can, of course, be seated. We're going to turn next in our prayer books to pages 27 and then 26. We're jumping around a little bit, but you'll follow along. Let's read on page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days, lest my day's day be as the one before, lest routine set my ways. We turn to page 26 and rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועלמד יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביום אחד ובחיי כל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו שמי רבה מברך לעולם עולם מהמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירה בעלמה ואמרו
Amen. Our call to worship on page 28. Page 30, we read together, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, Golel or mipnei choshech, vechoshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila. Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. And on page 33, wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivud Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
If you are not currently a fifth grade student, I invite you to be seated. If you are currently a fifth grade student, I invite you to come up here. Try not to fall. Try not to light yourself on fire. Try to remember to smile a little bit. Yasher Koach, fifth graders, you can have a seat again for just a moment, and I'll call you up in a minute. But I'm gonna call you somewhere different so that people can see you on the video. Don't worry, I'll explain it in a moment. We continue this portion of our service with Mi Chamocha, which is on page 40, but before we get there, page 41. Sing the song of people joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles as earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Page 40.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai?
place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. And on page 44, we join together in words of Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות מרית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות מרית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות מרית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות מרית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות מרית עולם.
We've come to another section of our service for this evening. On page 46, you'll know it's a new section of the service because there's a big bold title on the top of the page, Tefillah, our prayer. This is our central prayer of our service, and for this prayer we are going to invite up our fifth graders to come stand right where I'm standing right now. You're gonna smush together. We couldn't see them on the screen, and I know there are people watching who want to see their beautiful faces. Look in the row in front of yes. Perfect. And I'm going to invite everyone to rise as we continue on page 46.
Can I stand up here?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Adonai Sifataktivta Ufia Gitzahiyotecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu V'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei
to be like in like 2-ish years or so. Thank you for leading us in our prayers. You can find your way back to your seat, but we're going to continue with silent prayer, Tfilat Halev. And so I want to invite everybody to take a moment now, a moment for quiet reflection, a moment for Tfilat Halev, the prayers of our hearts. Even as we are here in joyous celebrating, we know that there are those among us and those whose names we hold in our heart who are in need of healing, refuah shlema, the renewal of their bodies, of their spirits, of their souls. And so I invite you now to call to mind anyone that you are thinking of who might be in need of healing. And if you are comfortable doing so, I invite you to share their name with this community so that we can all hold their names in our hearts.
Meyer.
and all those whose names we hold in our heart. We wish them refuah shlema, complete healing. We continue on page 373. 373, where in the middle of the page we find words from Numbers. El na rifana la. God, I pray, heal her.
Il na rifana la. Il na rifana la. Il na rifana la. Il na rifana la. Keep it going. Il na rifana la. Il na rifana la. Il na rifana la. Il na rifana la.
I'm pretty lucky because I get to sit down now, right?
You
We're,
do.
we are so grateful that you are here to offer your sermon with song. Sermon in song, sermon with song.
You know, in school, it always sounded like they were saying sermon and song, and then years later I realized, oh no, they were saying sermon in song. So that's really what it is.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, Shabbat Shalom, Chavrei, Shabbat Shalom. So I am so excited that 5th grade is here. And I think you're going to be excited too, because the original sermon and song was a lot of art song and a lot of heavy music, and so you have them to thank that you don't have to sit through, things that may have been, too heavy for the heart at the moment. So, Chavrei, by show of hands, who's ever heard of code switching? Okay, code switching. What is it? You had your hand. Oh no! All she did was have her hands up. What is code switching? Yeah.
Code switching is especially common among people of color who might be in one setting where they need to be professional, but then enter another setting that's more casual. And sometimes that can affect people in any setting because it means that we act differently with our friends and family, maybe than we do with our boss or our coworkers.
Sure. Were you going to say something else?
Essentially the same. It's when you, particularly in terms of language, the way we speak, like she said, when we speak in a professional setting, we use a standard language, but when we speak with our friends, we might speak dialectal or our vocal language per se.
Great. So I'm going to recap just for the folks at home who probably didn't hear that. If you look it up now, because it's become such a common word, it's basically going back and forth between two languages, kind of as a cultural shift. And when you code switch, for people who are part of your culture and part of your heritage, it's like a shortcut. It lets you know that you're part of the family. For us, MOT, you're a member of the tribe, yeah? So Jews have ways to code switch as well. And as I said, technically it's alternating between two languages, but it's a shorthand. So when we hear good news, so 5th grade, this is a question that you can answer, I know. When you hear good news that someone says, and maybe, somebody just got a brand new puppy, or you heard somebody's getting married, or they got a new job, or you finished something at school that you were excited about, what do we say? We say,
Yay.
Yes, we do. Yes, noch. Now, if we were in synagogue or talking about code switching and we were among the Yidden, we would say, somebody say it really loud because I heard it. Mazel tov. Yeah, you knew that. Yeah, okay, mazel tov. Thank you for bringing them tonight. Thank you. They need to be here. Yes, mazel tov. But Chavrei, how do you translate mazel tov? How do you translate mazel tov? Congratulations. Okay, most people say congratulations. What would you say? Okay, here we go. So, because we use it so often for congratulations, 5th grade, I want you to pay attention to this, because this is kind of interesting, okay? So, mazel tov, mazel is luck, or mazal, if I happen to be in Israel, is luck. Tov, right, is good. But see, here's the thing. Traditionally, in the land of the Yidden, for Judaism, luck, it's like its own little life. And it's wandering around in the universe. And you got to be careful with mazel, because mazel is powerful. And it's wily. So when we wish someone mazel tov, we're really wishing them this good fortune, right? That they really, that the good luck, this little wily little creature, comes to them in a good sense, but not just for them, that we kind of hope that it rubs off on us too, right? When we say mazel tov, yes, it's for them, and it's also for us. Which is why, for a life cycle event, the next one you're going to be part of, God willing, is bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, and you'll hear a lot of mazel tov during that. You'll also hear siman tov mazel tov. Siman is a sign or a portent. So siman tov, a good sign, mazel tov, which is why you hear this at weddings, right? That this rubs, I can't believe I keep saying that, rubs off on us. It's because I'm not reading what I wrote. Rubs off on us. I promise I actually wrote a sermon. This is it. And Yehei lanu, that it will be for us, lachol Yisrael, and for all Israel. So in case you haven't sung it in a while, let's hear a little siman tov mazel tov. Everybody, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yeh lanu. Siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yeh lanu. And Hava Nagila. You know, those are the two that if you're going to get up and just start dancing. So now we've clarified Mazel Tov. But there are times when we don't say it. For example, when we hear that a woman is pregnant, the Jewish response is not Mazel Tov, because we don't want luck, that wily thing, to have anything to do with it. Our code switch is B'sha'a Tova. B'sha'a Tova, or in the land of the Ashkenaz, B'sha'a Toiva, right? B'sha'a Toiva. And Sha'a is an hour. Tova modifies it at the good hour. Instead, what we wish the pregnant woman is a little prayer. We say, don't worry, that the baby's going to come at the right time. And that, for people who are concerned about when they're having a child, is a big deal. So what a beautiful means of code switching to say, B'sha'a Tova, when you see someone. Now, this week, we are starting a new book of Torah. We are in Vayikra, which means that last week we finished Shemot. So at the end, there was another phrase that kind of draws Jews together. I'm going to be so impressed. Well, we have teachers also in the room. So I was like, without the rabbis, without the teachers. Does anybody know what we say at the end of when we finish reading a book of Torah? Yes. Very good. Say it a little louder. I hear it out in the crew. Excellent. Thank you. Chazak, v'nit chazek. So be strong, v'nit chazek, and let us either be strong or let us be strengthened. We often say, let us strengthen one another. What do you think about that? Chazak, v'nit chazek. Why not chazak, v'nit chazek? Right? We say chazak ve'ematz, like more power to you. But this is different. Chazak, chazak v'nit chazek. What do you think? Why do you think that at the end of Torah, when we finish a book of Torah, we say this, that it's doubled? And I promise you there's no wrong answer. And as they say, 10 Jews, 11 opinions, so come on. Okay. Chazak, chazak. Why do you think that we say it twice? I hear some whispering. Go for it.
Emphasizing the chazak.
Yeah, really emphasizing. You know, sometimes we can say things, right? We can say a word, but do we really hear it? Do we really feel it? Right? Do we really mean it? And in this case, this chazak, v'nit chazek, be strong. And it comes at the end of a book of Torah because it means that we've gotten through all of these weeks. We've heard the story of our people yet again, of our ancient people yet again, and we didn't finish. We have to keep going. Chazak, v'nit chazek. Here's a beautiful setting. Before we get to that, one way that we know that the rabbis teach us of being strong is through study. And Rabbi Hillel taught, be disciples of Aaron. Now, if that Aaron was sitting here right now, I'd say, yes, all of you are disciples of Rabbi Aaron. A different Aaron. Aaron the high priest, Aaron Moses' brother, who we hear a lot about in the book of Vayikra, of Leviticus. But be of disciples of Aaron, loving peace, pursuing peace, loving people, and drawing them near to the Torah. I actually think your husband was aptly named. Because I know that the things that he engages with, the things that you both engage with as a family, are very much speak the values of Hillel and Pirkei Avot in this. And so this is a setting of Chazak, v'nit chazek by Alan Leader.
Strengthen one another. Chazak, v'nit chazek. From strength to strength, let us strengthen one another. Rabbi Hillel Omer, Hevei mitalmidav shel Aharon, Ohev Shalom, Verodev Shalom, Ohev et habriot, umekorvan, and drawing them near, to your Torah. Chazak, v'nit chazek. From strength to strength, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, v'nit chazek. From strength to strength, let us strengthen one another.
Thank you. And I love this is such a singing congregation. People started singing along at the end. Fantastic. So one last question before we move off and summarize. 5th grade, of all the things that you've learned tonight and your whole week at school, what are some ways that you can strengthen other people? What are some things that you can do to help other people feel strong when they just aren't? And I feel like I'm missing somebody over there. Nope, he flew the coop. It's Elijah. Yeah. Oh, there we go. It's okay. Not to put him on the spot. Anybody in 5th grade. Alexis, Leo. See, you think I wasn't paying attention when I asked you your names. Anybody. How can you help make other people strong? What's something you can do? You can wish them mazel tov. How's that? I don't care that I'm not going to be on camera. How's that going to help them be strong? I don't disagree. Even if we're standing with you. Any ideas? Because I'll be able somebody else who's strong. What would you want? If you weren't feeling so great, what would be helpful? For somebody to say, yeah.
For someone to help me out on time, whatever I needed.
For somebody to help you out at the right time, that'd be great. Did you say just to talk to your friends? Yeah, just to talk to people. It's really important. Because you never know what's going on inside somebody until you actually talk to them. You can always assume things. One more tries to think. I sleep. You sleep. It feels wrong. Part of strength and health, we're going to finish with a version by Dan Nichols. And if you know this one, please sing along. This is where it would be nice to have like the bouncing ball with the Sharon. But if not, this last version is by Dan Nichols, and it too is called Chazak.
We have come from near and far to raise our voice in song, and the more we join in the refrain, the more we feel strong. Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek. There is a power in this place and time. It shapes the rest of our lives. For when we return each year, we find the truth we can't deny. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, Chazak, Benit Chazek. Chazak, Chazak, Benit Chazek. As we sing, we link ourselves to those who came before, and we're one with all those yet to come. Our strength, it will endure. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, Chazak. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, Chazak. Chazak, Chazak. Chazak, Chazak. Benit Chazek. So, Chevre friends, let's be proud of our heritage, of our Judaism, and the easiest way that we can know that we're part of this group tonight, Shabbat Shalom.
Yasher Koach, thank you so much for teaching us. We join now as we conclude our service on page 282, and we rise as we join together at the bottom of page 282 for words of Aleinu L'Shabbat. And I'm not going to forget to do this time. I'm learning a little bit about it.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שמנו
be seated. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. This week, we observe the period of Shloshim for Mildred Millie Klein. We mark the yahrzeits of Rose Beck, John H. Bright, Kenneth C. Cook, Frederick Lerner Copeland, Hysora Hai Cowan, John Drum, Israel Fargestein, Bertha C. Feldman, Raphael First, Ray Gafsky, Sam Herman, Zelda Commissar, Pearl Weissman Krantoritz, Miriam Kiley, Ida Kramer, Leo Leston, Pearl Levine, Sylvia A. Levy, Alma Lovner, Bertha Lovner, Gertrude Fishman Mark, Dorothy Frankel Melnick, Ralph Milder, Nessa Mines, Rose Moydell, Evelyn Motzman, Sylvia Rassel, Anne Birkin Richest, Harry Ringelheim, Arnold Martin Rosenberg, Faye Rubenstein, Susan Saul Rubin, Lori Ann Sachs, Eva Shore, Becky Simon, Bertha Sovrinsky, Harry Slavkin, Lillian Slifkin, Rose C. Soltz, Marvin Weiss, Willis Wodika, Frank Wojak, and Rose Zurinsky. If I have inadvertently mispronounced a name, or if there are those who you are remembering tonight and you wish to add their name to this list, I invite you to do so at this time. We turn now to page 294 as we rise for words of Mourner's Kaddish. Page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, b'gala b'yizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damir'an be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. I have a few thank yous to offer. Thank you, Cantor for your beautiful music, your wise teaching, and for being here. It's such an honor to share the bima with you. Aaron called you by your first name today, and I was like, I can't do it. I just can't. Makes me feel like I'm a student again. Thank you to Jim Burns and to Sarah Mingan for making the music and the technology happen. Thank you to Stephanie Claypool and Maria Margolis and Doran Steinfeld and Jack Rulo. I know, they're amazing, right? And thank you to Alexis, Autumn, Ezra, Ariella, Elise, Michael, Evan, and Leo. Thank you for being here and for leading us in prayer. It was so wonderful to have all of you. And I am so grateful for all of you letting me be here and lead you in services this evening. We're going to conclude with a song on page 330, Ki Eshmera Shabbat. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, Il Yishmera Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.